right. Welcome to the live stream. Got Omega 4th in here. I think, are you in number 1 position on this game on the leaderboard? I think you may be when I checked. This is just a quick live stream just to talk about 2 polls I have up on Papa Brad's Gaming for the upcoming iArcadian show and to show some gameplay of the 2 brutal last levels of Rigid Force Redo. And this is even on the easiest level. So first I want to just talk about the 2 polls that we have up right now. Let me make this full screen. Take a chance to vote on Papa Brad's Gaming. And we would like to discuss this on our next iArcadian show. And I have one topic which I came up, and then a subscriber sent me another question as a follow-up, which I thought was excellent. So of course I put it on my page to get some feedback. And I know iArcade and Jong, I know they watch the iArcadian, so they'll definitely see whatever is in this thread, and we're probably going to read some of the comments. So let's look at the first part. What do you want most from iArcade right now? More modern games, including modern retro titles. This is just the current. It should change. More licensed retro games. Send in light gun games for the cab. New control panels, spinners, trackballs, or switchers. An LCD marquee option like AtGames has. If you've ever seen the LCD display on the AtGames Legends Ultimate they came out with, where the marquee changes with the games, that would be something that would be amazing for them to implement. I don't know if that's possible, but that was recommended me by a viewer, and I thought that was a really good idea. You know, of course, we're going to say we want them all, but I mean, if you had to prioritize, like pick one in each of these categories, pick one, which one to you is the most important? And I think they're all important, but I'm just saying pick one. And then a viewer, they shared this idea with me. By the way, if you haven't seen my Cannon Spike stream on Dreamcast, it came out awesome. Go check that out if you're a fan of Dreamcast, like Papa Brad's a huge fan of Dreamcast. This poll I added, okay? And this was requested by a subscriber. What type of games should iArcade be focused on next? And this is directly from something on my YouTube page. Good morning there. How about another poll on what type of games should be focused on next, like fighting games, racing games, sports games, light gun games, action adventure, beat 'em ups, Metroidvanias. Okay, and I just put instructions. You can only have 5 choices, so I put select the 5th choice and leave a comment for any other type of game. We're going to go over the responses from the community on our next iArcadian show. This is just a way of us involving you in the process of being part of the show. And we really want to pull the community in and let you have a say and do some voting and maybe give iArcade some feedback of what at least the viewers of Papa Brad's Gaming and the iArcadians, you know, what kind of things they're interested in. So here we see our polls right now. Looks like sports games are really way ahead with 33% on the categories. And looks like more modern games, including modern retro games like Saturn, Galacticon. And that's personally what I like the most. More retro games with licensed titles like Sega, Irem, Data East Cave. Second, gun games, control panels, LCD marquee. Okay. Purpose of the stream is really just to get this out there that we have these polls up. Want to see some participation. Would be fantastic from the community. What's up, The Real Zim? Glad you're here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what they've been doing too. They've been doing pretty well, actually, in my mind. I do have a review for this game out. I gave it a 9 out of 10. This is probably arguably one of the best games to come along for iArcade in quite a while. If you haven't checked this out, it's a fantastic game. Check it out. I would highly recommend it. Okay, I'm going to start the gameplay up. Let me know how my voice is. I want to make sure that you can hear me over the game. Let me turn off that background music real quick. There we go. Bye-bye. Is that okay? Do I need to turn the game up? It's always hard to gauge. I don't want to influence the poll. I mean, I'm going to Arcadians. I'm going to clearly say what I think they should do, but well, we'll save that for the show. We have some awesome guests lined up for the next Arcadians. We have a video segment from Biggie D's Arcade. I'm very excited to have that on the show. And we have Firestarter, who's a really cool YouTuber. He does a lot of Arcade 1-Up content, and he's going to be coming on our show, and I'm excited about it. It should be fun. Game sound is too low. Let me turn it up, Goofy.
Has become one of the largest industrial plants in the solar system.
How about now? Is it better? Is it drowning me out? I just don't want the sound so loud that you can't hear me speaking. Is that good? Better? Thumbs up? Little down? Little higher? Getting some power-ups. The shards are the key. Those are like the triangular pieces you get, and those are like your wingmen. And the controls on this game are one of the things that I think make this game above average. It uses all 6 buttons, but it's super easy. Thank you, Goofy. It's super easy to get the handle on the controls. They're intuitive. The middle button in the top is your fire. When you hold down the left button, your orbs scroll to the left, so they're all the way behind you. When you hold down the right button, they scroll to the right, so they're all the way in front of you. You have, on the bottom row, you have the first button is your charged weapon. And this game is like R-Type, but it's been simplified, made very pretty, and very accessible to all game players. I would hand this game to someone that's not a fan of shmups as a first shmup to play. Fantastic entry-level shmup for people that are coming into this genre. I've always been more of a fan of vertical than horizontal shmups, but this is a very good horizontal shmup. One of the cool things is it's a combination of 2D and 3D graphics, and sometimes stuff is in the background and you can move around without getting hit. And I'm still learning that, like which sections the ship's behind me and which sections when the ship touches me it hurts me. One of the great things they have is you're constantly pulling in on this energy, and there's a button you hit to pull in the energy. It's in the middle and the bottom row of buttons. Game works great with Sandwalk controls. Arcade has really good controls for shmups. This game is really ideally suited to be a game that is on an arcade cab. I'm going to take a look at this leaderboard real quick. Oh.
Danger! The blade ship is attacking from above. Watch out!
And this section is a little tricky. What you got to do is you got to go all the way to the top. Let the ship come through. See, when it's coming up, I don't think it can hit you. It's only when it's coming down that it's a danger on this stage. I think, and now it does do the little hazard thing, so you know where it's going to come down at. But you kind of got to stay at the top. This level is brutal. I mean, you must have played this like 20 times. This level is brutal. And I'm glad, because like you need to have this kind of levels in shmups to make them where they have some staying power. And we're going through the level. a shout out is indeed required for Omega Fourth, who is currently in the #1 spot in this game in my live stream. So glad you're here. That is fantastic. Look at that. We have the #1 player right now in this live stream. Thanks for being here, Omega Fourth. Go back to the game.
Watch out!
This game has tons of leaderboards, has leaderboards for every difficulty level.
Warning, blade ship is emerging. Evade the enemy's attacks.
I just kind of chill at the bottom here. I don't want to get hit by those missiles.
Careful! It's trying to escape. Initiate.
The game does employ limited credit. I think you have like 3 or 4 credits, and once they're gone, your game is over. It doesn't matter where you're at. So it does have a certain difficulty level, even on the easiest levels.
Attention,
You can't quarter your way through this game.
Severe core contamination
You're gonna have to earn it.
confirmed. This ship is our target. Initiate immediate neutralization.
Yeah, he says he's going down once
Here we
Goofy
go.
figures out the buttons or when Nick starts playing. I don't know. I think Nick's got this game. I saw him purchase it on the iArcade Friday Night Arcade Show. This game would be like a strong recommendation from me. This is almost like a must-have. If you have an iArcade and you're not getting this game, you're missing out. This game's great. As a fan of shmups, you know, like I said, it was hard not to give it a 10. The only reason I didn't give it a 10 is because of the length of the game. You can say that there's multiple difficulties, and that is true. You have 3 difficulty levels. You have boss mode, but I would have liked it a little longer. Maybe like 2 more levels would have maybe give this a perfect 10. Very satisfying. Very good use of 3D and 2D combined. Love the wingman element. Love that you can customize the ship on the fly while you're playing. Shoot forward, shoot backwards. In the end boss, the shooting backwards becomes real important because the end boss likes to go behind you. So you really have to use
like to
all the
continue?
features of the game.
That's the spirit.
I do kind of like your little sidekick that kind of
Get ready.
gives you the game missions. Side. Sai is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Watch out.
Trying the boss again. Oh yeah. If you haven't checked it out, my Cannon Spike video is up. I have a lot of content for that game. Spent a lot of time playing it. Fantastic Dreamcast shooter.
Critical damage sustained.
There you go. And we are on to level 6. The final level. Oh yeah. Boom.
Reporting successful neutralization of all targets. However, readings still indicate strong core activity, determining coordinates. Captain, look at this. The core has manifested in Thera's outer orbit. Apparently, it is concentrating its forces there for the final strike, unable to further determine surrounding structures due to high levels of radiation. No time to lose. We must act immediately.
It's pretty dope.
Expect massive enemy presence. No further data is available at this time.
Let's do this.
Captain, be extremely cautious. Prepare for enemy attack.
And right away, it starts off absolutely insane, as you would expect the final level in this game to be. I mean, it just throws everything in the kitchen sink at you all at once. I love it. I love it. It's fantastic. This is how you end a game. Just mayhem. Everything at once. This is going to push your skills to the ultimate level. Just navigating the last set of mazes it puts you through. Fantastic. Like I said, the only thing that was disappointing to me is when it was over, when you finished the game at 6. Felt like it could have went 2 more. Yeah, I like that one. This weapon to me is the best weapon. It's putting bullets everywhere. You just move back a little bit or forward a little bit, and you're pretty much hitting everything on the screen. Especially when you get all 4 power shards. Power shards are those little triangle things on the side of the ship. And I can't wait till I see Nix will probably play this. He'll probably play at a very high level. He's a very good gamer. He's probably going to roll right through this and make it look easy. Until you play it yourself, then you realize, wow, it's just skill. It's skill. Shout out to Omega 4th, the #1 player in the game right now. Yeah, this was hard. This was the first time I got here, so I'm just trying to figure out what I need to do to survive. And you got to do a lot of maneuvering. You got to shoot backwards for part of it. Those things fire lasers, so you kind of got to watch. Your little wingmen you can use them to hit enemies. See, I'm using my wingmen to take those enemies out. Doesn't seem to damage them. You really got to focus on just your ship. When your ship gets hit, you take damage. But I don't think the wingmen take damage that I noticed. I could be wrong. This is the story mode, Goofyfoot. I haven't even moved into the other 2 modes yet. Arcade or the boss rush.
Ship crashed.
Not bad for my first time seeing this level.
Please try again.
Now you see I have 3 credits. I could continue 3 times.
Prepare for enemy contact.
And we do have a brand new iArcadian show coming up this Wednesday. Should be a good show. We're planning on running it right after Arcades Anonymous. So whenever that show is over, we're going to fire the show up. There's some cool dudes. We don't want to run our time over top of them. So we're going to work together. Have a great community here. I love these robots. Got through that section. Oh yeah, let's do it. On to the next. Oh yeah. Got Brooklyn Menace in the chat. Be sure to check out some of his VR games he's been playing. Very cool stuff. He did a first-person shooter last night. It was really cool. He was playing with Kevgrad. It seemed like they were in the combat. It was very neat. Yeah, this right now is definitely one of the games I'm considering for my game of the year for this current year so far. Strong release. Yes, this was an Amico game. I don't think I have the...
Critical damage sustained.
Here's what Herb Wars is talking about. Boom! Yes, this was actually developed also for the Amico, but I do believe it came out on Switch, but I think they only made 500 copies, so it's a pretty hard game to get your hands on, I think. Might be in the Switch store too, but this is a game that's perfectly suited to be on an arcade cab. I mean, more of this. Rigid Force Redo is what you're looking at. A Redux. Not sure how you say it. We'll have Biggie D is donating a video to our Next Eye Arcadians. Excited about that. And you never know what you're going to find on Papa Brad's Gaming. You might find me working my way to the final boss of the game that was just released. Or you might find me talking about monster cereal.
We're at our destination. I'm picking up enormous radiation readings. Exact
Yeah,
target
Pavlov.
unknown. Proceed with
That was cool,
extreme
Brooklyn.
caution.
And here we go. The big baddie.
Okay, get ready.
The Core Sentinel. Love the music. Sounds like a monster movie. It's my first time ever seeing the end boss. Got the metal music kicking. Metal guitar with the monster music. And I got owned by that end boss. Pretty brutal.
Would you like to
Pretty
continue?
brutal. Like the people that think this game is easy, it's not bad till you get to level 5 and level 6, and then it ramps up big time. And you're gonna earn beating this game. Even on easy, it's really challenging. You're gonna have to earn it. And this is the way you do a end boss battle too. It's multi-staged. It's really exactly what you want out of a modern shmup. Shout out to iArcade for bringing this home to us. Loving it.
Watch out! Ship destroyed.
Once again, I like to hold on to that. The weapon with the green ricochet bullets to me is the best one. It just shoots everything. Now, when it fires the rings of death, I call them, you have to kind of move up and go around them. If you stay in the back and hang back like you do on a lot of shooters, those rings of death are going to get you. So you got to move to the front and get in front of them before they get too big where you can't get around them. So here come the rings of death. Scoot up in front and then get behind them. Boom, I'm like, I beat the game, I beat the game. No, I have not beat the game. I have not beat the game. Psych. See? Sinos. It gets harder. It's like, that wasn't hard enough. It needs to be harder. Oh my goodness. No, it's a core plasmoid. Maximum firepower. Brutal. Brutal. More of this Arcade. I mean, this game is fantastic. Wow.
Would you like to continue?
Insane. I got one more shot. One credit left. I mean, are you serious? Adrenaline. One credit left. We'll try a different strategy. Third time's a charm. I'm gonna try to get this first stage of this boss done quicker this time.
Watch out. System
Hey, what's up, Bobby Broadway? Awesome. Good to see you. Shout out to Bobby Broadway. I've known him in the community for a long time. Really good dude. Getting close. Yeah, that hit him pretty hard. That's the focus fire. Focusing all my fire into one beam. Crazy. Once again, those rings of death, if they hit you, I think they kill you. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure it just destroys your ship. So you really gotta make sure you sneak up, go up on top, and get around those when he fires those out. I lost one of my lives just because of that. On the core plasmoid.
Initiate destruction.
Focus my firepower. Used all my energy. Kind of get in between the beams. Yeah, I mean, you could play all the same games on the original Arcade. I mean, I still play my original Arcade just as much as the Gold, if not more. Because it's better for streaming. It doesn't stretch the picture. And they're both easy to upgrade too. I put all real Samwa control buttons in mine, both of my arcades. I have a mod video, it's so easy to do. And there you have it. I am not going to spoil this game for anyone. Go out, get this game. Beat this boss. Beat this boss. This to me is a definition of the kind of game that Arcade needs to be going after, you know. Do some more of this. More of this. You know, I like ColecoVision games, but like this is more like what I am looking for out of an Arcade. It's fantastic. And that was some gameplay. Levels 5 and 6 of Rigid Force Redux. I'm just going to play my video real quick to have it on this stream. If you've seen it already, you can split. I'm just going to put it with this because this is my review of the game. And this kind of gives you all the details. So Brad coming at you with a quick look at a brand new modern shooter we just got today on iArcade. How cool is that?
The station is under attack by an unknown force. Heavy battles reported.
Shout out to Michael Fabeck for all he's doing for us at iArcade. Thank you. Keep him coming. So without further ado, let's let Michael tell us a little bit about the game, and then we're going to take a look at it in action.
This is a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up. It is a very modern shoot-'em-up as well. So we're very excited to have this. So shout out to Com8. Com1 is the studio that brought you this game today. So if you like this game a lot too, go ahead and check them out as well. So
the game is still on sale for today only, though.
This is the console version of the game, right? So same thing as like a Switch port. However, you might notice on PC or Steam, there is Rigid Force Alpha. That's the original version of this game, which then was redone and remastered to bring you Rigid Force Redux, which is what we have coming at you today. This game has 6 different stages of amazing gameplay. So you got 6 amazing stages of gameplay, which increase heavily in difficulty in the campaign mode. You've also got 2 other modes in Rigid Force Redux, which include arcade mode, which is basically a separate version where you can play separate levels of the campaign. And then after you actually beat the campaign, you do unlock Boss Rush mode too. So once you see all the bosses, you can unlock Boss Rush mode. Each of these 3 modes in the game as well do offer easy, medium, and hard difficulty, all including variants in their leaderboards, right? So there are 24 different leaderboards for this game, which is amazing. It's nuts. I love it so much. So yes, so those of you who are shmup junkies and score chasers, this is definitely a game for you. It is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, so there are elements of vertical, but generally speaking, this is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. And with that, you get difference in variance with your weapons. So you can pick up different weapon types that do different things. You've got your main lasers that shoot just forward. You've got a more powerful orange kind of beams, which do a little bit more area effect, essentially. But then you've also got the green pickups, right? So the green power-up is going to bounce around. So you'll see it on screen just going nuts, going everywhere. It's amazing. So during gameplay, it's not just a typical side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, right? So even though it's a horizontal shmup, it has different variants in gameplay, along with sometimes verticality too. You are going up and down at times too. It's rare, but it does happen. But along with that, let's go over the controls, right? So Rigid Force Redux is very special in the fact that it uses something called force shards. So force shards are pickups along with those orange, blue, and green pickups to change your weapon type. The force shards are going to add not extra ships necessarily, but extra parts to your ship. So you can pick up to 4 of these, and with that you can change from left and the right using the A and the C button to basically toggle your force shards backwards, forwards, or into a more powerful focus beam. So if they're all the way to the right side, you'll be shooting forwards in one powerful beam with all of them together. And then if you separate them once, you'll see them split, and then you'll have more of a bigger radius of fire. And then on top of that, you can flip them backwards after that too, and then you can also shoot backwards.
The mechanics.
Right? So you got 4 different sections.
Like I said, immediately,
4 shards, right, that you can use.
I was
and this
impressed
is going to come
with
into
how much
play
control you have
lot.
over your ship.
So sometimes there will be enemies in front of you. Sometimes they'll be in back of you. Sometimes they'll be above you even too, right? So you'll have to figure out the different gameplay types as you go and figure out how to get through and navigate these courses and defeat all of the invading enemies, right? So shooting in the shoot 'em up, right? You actually do have 3 other abilities, right? So you can charge your beams, charge and fire a very powerful shot. This is done by picking up little green energy orbs that you'll find floating throughout the levels after you destroy enemies, objects, things like that throughout the courses. You'll see these, you can charge them. To pick up these energies as well too, there's actually the Y button to attract them towards you. So the attract button is going to pull in all of the energies that you see on screen, so that makes it a lot more easy to pick up, just in case, so you don't have to be going all over the screen and potentially lose a ship in that case too, while you're floating about. Your other button that you have is going to be the Z button for Blade, right? So Blade is actually a force shield, essentially, too. It's called Blade. However, it is actually a shield, essentially, for you to block incoming attacks. This eats up a ton of energy, a big chunk of it, too, so you can't be using this all the time. However, in those really precious moments,
I've not used the Blade much at all.
I need
to figure out when I need to use that.
Every which way, make sure to use the Blade, right? So it's a fantastic feature. I love it so much. And it is a strategic one at that, too. So if you're out of energy, you're out of luck on that one.
This game is a banger, man. I'm telling you.
I just downloaded it myself right now.
best game of 2023.
Really?
I think it might be.
Hey, we'll see. I've
I
been
like
seeing
sports
some.
balls.
I've been seeing some pretty decent comments about it out there.
Rigid Force Redux. Well, this game is amazing. This is exactly the kind of game I want to see iArcade releasing. It's modern retro. I mean, it's basically R-Type that's way more accessible for more players. You know, it's a lot easier. The game's graphics are beautiful. It reminds me of some of the best Dreamcast shmups, which combine 3D backgrounds with a 2D play mechanic. This game is fun. You know, in rating it, you know, it's hard not to give this a 10 out of 10, but I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10. The only thing I would have liked is for it to be longer. It's so good. I almost was sad when I had completed it for the first time. You know, that being said, there are 3 different difficulties, so you can really, you know, play different difficulties and it gets much harder. Basically gives you a whole nother game. You got extra game modes. This is a solid 9 out of 10 game though, and this is the kind of modern releases that really are, you know, echoing back to nostalgia and the retro that arcade lovers have. And you know, I heard people say, oh, we're just getting another shmup, but don't sleep on this one. This is a must-have game for iArcade. This is going to be in one of my top games for the year, I'm sure. The play mechanics are super innovative. They're super easy to get a handle on. Even though it uses all 6 buttons, it's so easy to learn the controls. It just feels like everything in this game was so well thought out. And I love it. 9 out of 10 all the way. A recommended buy by Papa Brad. Check this one out. If you have an iArcade and you like shmups, this is a no-brainer. I love the variation in the shooting that you have with the different weapon types, and the bosses all are amazing. Every stage of the game is fun to play. All 6 stages are awesome. And that's how you do it.
It's pretty dope.
I mean, and then the game just throws in cool stuff. Like this thing just pops out of nowhere in the middle of the desert. Just something cool to look at. I mean, that's what I love about this game. It's just really cool.
Warning. Mutated life form of type Botagore detected. Strong contamination by core plasmoid DNA detected. Initiate elimination. Entering combat mode.
This has been Papa Brad. Be sure to check this game out. And don't forget to stay legit. Also hit that thumbs up button. It really helps the channel, helps people discover videos. Thank you for watching. All right. Thank you for watching. We will be back with the iArcadians this Wednesday night. Stay legit.